So today we're going to be looking at how you can leverage the experience you have and the things that you currently do within your role that are already business analysis. So who are you? How do you answer that question? A lot of times when people ask you, who are you? I guess it depends on the context, but however, in the context that we're talking about today, which is within the business analysis space, and of course, owning your skills and experience. So let me know in the chat if this is you. Do you have any type of work experience? You said you have that. Do you have passions for solving problems? So a lot of people have said they are problem solvers. So do you have a passion for solving problems? Are you interested in how technology can make life better? Do you love to make changes to the norm and make everything around you better? Have you been involved in doing any of these things? You've been involved in increasing profits, cost savings, employee retention, business process improvement, improving productivity, improving solution performance, customer retention, customer satisfaction, employee attrition, creating a new product or a service, addressing a competitive disadvantage, or creating a new competitive advantage? Have you been involved in increasing employee satisfaction, compliance with regulatory policies, improving safety, reducing time to deliver a product or a service, implementing a new system or technology, or doing some market research and user analysis? So a lot of us have been involved in doing all of these things, right? And you find that a lot of the work that you do cuts across so many of these. Now, remember your job title that you have: accountant, nurse, teacher, urban planner, risk manager, banker. However, the work that we do cuts across so many things. So the truth is, we're all business analysts. You are a business analyst, because the realization comes from understanding what business analysis is all about and what is really required from a business analyst and how we can grow a successful business analysis career. So basically, everything that we just went through and you said you do, that's what business analysts actually do. All of that analysis work that we do meets all of those business outcomes. So if you're helping the business achieve any of those outcomes, you are practicing business analysis. So what is business analysis? I like to always define it so we get that clarity as we go in. It is the practice of enabling change in an organizational context by defining needs and recommending solutions that deliver value to stakeholders. Now, please take note of the words that I underlined right there. It is a practice. So business analysis is a practice. You are practicing business analysis. It is not a degree you go earn. It is not a skill that you have to use some certain, you have to make sure you use a certain standard in itself to actually practice it. You can't practice business analysis without even having a certification, without even understanding the methodologies and standards. As long as you are enabling change in the organization, as long as you're defining needs in the organization, as long as you're recommending solutions, as long as whatever you do delivers value to your stakeholders, which could be internal stakeholders like the employees, for example, the stakeholders of a HR person are the employees, or external. So maybe you're a salesperson, your stakeholders are your customers. So as long as whatever you do is delivering value to stakeholders, you're practicing business analysis. However, within the body of business analysis as a practice globally, there are some certain tasks and techniques that we use to perform it that are bound by the business analysis body of knowledge. So that is the BABOK guide. I will be looking at some of those globally used techniques today in class. So who's a business analyst? Any person who performs this task according to the BABOK guide. So now what the IIBA have said is that when you're now practicing business analysis and you're using those tasks that are prescribed within the guide, no matter your job title, no matter your role, as long as you're practicing using those tasks and techniques, you're practicing business analysis. And that is why you can be a business analyst and still have a different title. You can be a marketing analyst, you can be a product manager, you can be a customer experience specialist, and you can still be a business analyst. And that's one of the reasons why I was able to easily transition from accounting to business analysis, because I was already practicing business analysis, right? So what are the tasks that BAs typically perform? Understanding enterprise problems and goals, analyzing needs and solutions, devising strategies, driving change, and facilitating stakeholder collaboration. The tasks that we typically perform, day to day are all covered within these, these 5 tasks. So if you said yes to any of those activities that we listed earlier, then you are practicing business analysis. You're practicing business analysis. If you said yes, you're practicing business analysis. Okay. All right. So what are the different levels that BAs work at? Strategic, tactical, operational. What does that mean? At the strategic level, you're working with senior management, you're working with executive teams. And what you're doing at that time is looking at the mission, the vision, the objectives, and the goals of the business, and seeing how we're meeting those goals. Are we aligned with those goals and objectives? What can we do to ensure that we meet those goals and objectives at a very, very high level? On the tactical level, you are working with the middle level managers who lead business units and business teams. You're helping them to achieve the short and midterm goals for their team. So maybe their accounting team, the sales team, HR team, you're working within that level, right? On the strategic level, you're looking at long-term goals. And then you're at the operational level as a business analyst, you're working with people who carry out day-to-day operations, customer service, sales. They talk to customers every day. The work that they do is repetitive. They have certain tasks and guidelines and procedures to follow day to day. So you ensure that those processes are in place. You ensure that they have the right level of knowledge. They have the right means to carry out their roles. So currently at work, what would you say, you do across the 3 levels? What level do you play at? Is it the strategic? Is it tactical, operational? Across all 3 or 2? So we would always find that you're either working in 1, 2, or 3, but there's no way the work that you do doesn't cut across any of these levels. So as a business analyst as well, your work can cut across all of these levels. Some common business analyst job titles that we have: business analyst, product analyst, or product manager. So I think someone here said he was a product marketing manager, right? Data analyst, business intelligence analyst, financial analyst, solution analyst, requirements analyst or engineer, customer experience analyst, user research analyst, product owner. These are examples of business analyst job titles. Now, these titles all are different, but they're all practicing business analysis within just very different contexts, whether it's from the data perspectives, whether it's from a requirements perspective, whether it's from a product perspective, whether it's for a customer experience perspective. They're all doing the same thing. They are delivering value to stakeholders by defining needs and, of course, recommending solutions. And then other job titles that we have for business analysts, especially with the functional business analyst roles, are technology focused, for example. So tools like Salesforce, ServiceNow, SAP, Oracle, you can actually have that knowledge of that solution and work as a business analyst. Workday, PeopleSoft, these are different technologies that are used within the business. They're also Microsoft Dynamics as well is another tool as well. So there's so many technologies that are being used, that you can actually have that knowledge and work as a business analyst within that functionality. And then with the domain and industry you work at. So whether you're in banking, healthcare, education, oil and gas, manufacturing, you can leverage that industry experience as well and work as a business analyst by advising companies or within that industry, using that industry experience you have to recommend solutions, understanding frameworks too as well. For example, the Agile framework, the Lean framework, Six Sigma, and so many other frameworks that we have. You can leverage the knowledge of those frameworks if you have used them for a while, if you have some level of training or certification, you can leverage that knowledge of frameworks as well to work as a business analyst to help companies to implement those frameworks. And then perspectives. So as business analysts, we have different perspectives we work at. And we'll talk about that, as we go into this class. However, the perspectives you work at, would determine the kind of job title you would have. For example, data analyst. I get people reach out to me all the time and say, I want to work as a data analyst. Some people ask me, are they different? Is data analyst different from business analyst? So the data analyst is still a business analyst, however, works within the perspective of data, meaning all they do is source data, clean data, and then use that data to help the business make informed decisions. Business process analyst is still a business analyst. However, they just focus on implementing processes, looking at the current process, looking at how to improve them, and educating our users on the process. So as a business analyst, job titles vary. So don't get too hung up on the job titles, but look at the practice. What are we doing? Are we going to deliver value? Are we practicing business analysis?